Nobody can really choose music as professional, like you can choose to become a dentist or whatever. It chooses you. So actually from the beginning you have a very little to say. You're taken by it. There is the cello, that wooden box with 4 strings. Yes, it was made by a genius, but still it is a wooden box. And it is amazing how wide, all-encompassing is that thing that does not leave time practically for anything else. And so that is constant, never-ending striving for something is almost unachievable. The reason for that feeling is that if, as a performer, you perform great music, but you can never perform it well enough, the music remains above you. You're just striving to reach it. And the better you become at it, the music moves higher. So it becomes unreachable. You have to give all your life only to discover that it's not enough. That you have to live thousands of years, maybe to know, and I don't know half of the possibility.
How are you doing? Struggling.
I have a very active family. My wife plays chess, and she sculpts very beautifully too. The children, always in a hurry, every minute they're looking at their watch, and they saw me most of the time sitting. And they would say, "Now, Father, you do nothing. Why don't you do something?" I said, "Well, I do. I'm thinking. I'm very busy thinking. It is an activity, especially if in the morning you read the newspaper. It is overwhelming happenings everywhere in the world. So I have to think of what I have read. And now being a teacher and having some extraordinary young people coming from all over, their problems, their weaknesses, the character of their development. I had to think about it. So it is a great responsibility too, especially because they seem to consider me as their friend.
Good.
To teach music, it is not like to teach math or geography or any sciences because it's too wide. There's all the spiritual, emotional values, and actually in music you will find everything.
Don't hurry here. Tam, pa, 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 pa. Before you used to play too slow.
No.
Now you play too fast, you know?
Going up is in tempo, though.
Yes, but also I would do on the
The first.
on one bow. You still... Good.
And the second one.
Whatever you want. That is fine.
Well,
Absolutely.
yes. Not
Because this time he wants to pour his heart out to the end.
Yes.
Before he interrupted himself, you see. And now he decided to speak out. So therefore don't start second time the way you begin the
Right.
concert, but more, more determination.
Yes.
In other words, with a little more sonority.
Yes.
I mean, not forte, but a little bit more.
My main idea about teaching is to have a good, useful influence. My aim is to make them want to be good servants of art. It is a very, very honorable occupation to be a good servant of art. I want them never to lose enthusiasm, never to be apathetic, and actually to think as little as possible on so-called recognition, success, etc. Some people want to become world famous overnight. So I'm not of good use to them, because here it is music and how to serve it well. That is one of the most difficult pieces. Yeah. Now be also careful here with the double D. You should not hear. You see? No. The same thing.
In ta da da dee da da. Whether it should be softer.
With Schumann it's always upbeat, Even here is breathing. Not too soft. But it goes into the D, And now, very last moment, that's also secret, you see. Not to do. No. In the last moment, you see, like that. It is written nowhere. I am not a very good disciplinarian. I make them feel quite free, but they deal with beautiful matters. And so they must become beautiful themselves. And they are. They're wonderful people, those youngsters that I have. Now you must remember, you see that there are no passages, no, but all music, like from here. Of course, about my instruments, that one could talk for ages, because it's always quite a special attitude towards one's instrument. For me, it is something very, very much alive. The instrument feels the atmosphere, it feels my mood too. Sometimes it encourages me. Sometimes it tells I don't like that climate. Can you put some kind of a silk cover over me? Sometimes an instrument is so sensitive. It is unbelievable. A master like Stradivari, Guarneri, Montagnana, they all took tremendous care and pride of making a scroll, the head of the instrument. And they're very characteristic. It's almost like a face of a person. Now, if you think of it, instead of that gorgeous scroll, it could be an iron hook, and it would not affect the sound. So the look of the instrument, it is like of a human being. It is very, very important how it looks, that then you fall in love with it. Well, I understand why all men hate to play chess with women. The ego, the ego, yes, suffers. I wouldn't like to be today 5 years younger or 20 years younger. It is nice, it is good to be what you are. I know I have a wonderful wife, I have children, I have grandchildren, and all the time, it's not one day past that wouldn't happen something extraordinary. I simply can't recall a time when I was bored. I don't believe in boredom. I think it is kind of a dangerous thing. Too many people are bored to death, and they don't know what to do with it. Nobody really tell them how to be aware of that constant fascination. It doesn't have always to be tremendously joyful. I think that there are too many people who really behave as though there would be something better than life. But there is nothing better